Live breaking news, everybody. I've got some unseen exclusive footage of the DC collision with the Black Hawk helicopter and the airline by American Airlines full of commuter passengers, ending 67 passengers' lives. And I'm going to share with you testimony from a former air traffic controller, Michael Pearson, who confirms what he believes the reason for this is President Donald Trump, our president, just releasing and posting that the Black Hawk helicopter was flying way too high above the line of, liability, which was 200 feet, and that it didn't make any sense. And I'm going to share with you new footage of that, as well as we have to put this congresswoman on full blast. So stick around to the end because she needs to be exposed, and you need to see what she has been selling to the American public. It is most egregious. First, check out this exclusive angle of the crash that I found, I was able to obtain, showing a whole new perspective. Check this out.
These videos obtained exclusively by CNN show previously unseen angles of the collision between an American Airlines flight and a US Army Black Hawk helicopter. In the first video, the Black Hawk can be seen flying at speed over the Potomac from the left side of the screen. The American Airlines plane can be seen flying towards the airport before the two collide, causing a mid-air explosion and fall into the river. In a second video, you can see the Army helicopter and American Airlines plane travel toward each other. After the collision and subsequent explosion, the airliner can be seen spinning into the water, and the Black Hawk is also seen falling into the water.
Absolutely horrific. My hearts, my thoughts, my prayers go out to all of the victims and families. I feel so fake and artificial just saying that, but I truly mean it. It's so saddening as a father, as a husband, as somebody who gets on airplanes and takes flights a lot, somebody who's actually got, a phobia with flying for this exact, this is not going to help. I'll tell you that much. The only thing that I hope and pray for when I get on an airplane with my family, I could care less what you look like. I could care less about an arbitrary characteristic or pigmentation of your skin. I could care less about your gender, your sexual orientation. I only care about one thing. Can you fly the damn plane? Is that radical? Is that extreme? That's all I care about. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, Nez, wait a minute. There's still an investigation. No. I am making a bold statement, and I have evidence and the receipts to prove it. And I'm going to share that in just a second. But check this out really quickly. Here's another angle. Unbelievable. So scary. And then I've also got this that just came in showing that the helicopter was definitely flying too high to confirm our President Trump's post and proclamation where he said this thing was flying over 200 feet as it shouldn't have. It makes zero sense. There were a lot of people who were saying that maybe this was intentional, but I think the truth of the matter is that when you have incompetent, unqualified people working in a certain industry, a certain field, you're going to have a lot of issues and you're going to have a lot of problems. Check out what the insane policies of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris implemented when many of you guys probably didn't even know this. This was back in January of 2024, early. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with, this is real, by the way, this isn't fake, quote, severe intellectual and, quote, psychiatric, end quote, disabilities. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states, quote, they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, because we don't want to leave them out, epilepsy, severe intellectual, I mean, that one really gets me, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism. I ask you again, my fellow Americans, global citizens, would you rather get on a plane with your family and loved ones and have the pilot be somebody who looks like you, who has a certain skin tone, a certain gender, a certain mental deficiency? Or do you just not give a damn about any of that? And you just want somebody who has the competency, the skills, and the requirements to make sure you get off the air and you get back on the ground safe and sound? Let me know in the comments. Am I nuts? I've got a whole lot more receipts. This is the Washington Times back in February of 2024. The FAA turned away qualified air traffic controllers based solely on race. I also received this firsthand, a direct message from somebody who, well, let's just read this together. I graduated from CTI Air Traffic Control School and got a degree in air traffic management. As soon as I graduated, Obama canceled the education requirement and hired, quote, off the street, end quote, to fulfill their race and gender quotas. Like many classmates, I was never hired by the FAA after years of applying with a degree, working private ramp control at the ATL Atlanta International Airport. After years of waiting, I gave up on being an FAA employee and went into real estate. Turns out the career change benefited me long term. I am part of the class action lawsuit, which Trump mentioned today. Sad what the Democrats did here, like they've done everywhere to wreck anything they touch. Not to mention, I took out federal student loans for the degree, which was worthless in the end, thanks to liberal DEI. And to make all the matters worse, and I know what you're thinking, my OG, original Nez Nation viewers, my audience that's been there since day one. How many times have I said this? I know what you're going to put in the comments. Nez, you've been saying this forever. I don't just call myself professor for kicks and giggles. They are not higher education institutions. These are indoctrination camps by radical, extreme, anti-American, woke, DEI, Marxist, Leninist sycophants. And they're teaching our children that everything should be based on discriminatory features like race, gender, that you are oppressed, you should hate this country, and everybody who's white is the devil. I'm telling you, this is not exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. I talked about this with the whole Mangione incident where he took out the CEO of that United Healthcare. Mangione was somebody who is exact byproduct, the direct consequence of these indoctrination camps. This guy came from a very affluent background, came from a private school, private university, private high school, everything. And he absolutely despised America. His brain was made into mush by these DEI woke policies. Now, check out this. It appalls me that this is an actual representative in our Congress. Check out this from Representative Jasmine Full of Crockett from Dallas, Texas. Check this out. This is a video that was taken back in May of 2024.
I think that I've been somewhat effective. We also were able to get monumental legislation into the FAA Reauthorization Act that really flew under the radar, thank God. But this was funding to make sure that hopefully we can increase the number of African Americans and Hispanics that are entering aviation, which can be very expensive, but can obviously be very lucrative. And so we set up a situation where basically there will be full rides for those attending land grant HBCUs as well as HSIs to go into aviation. In this crazy anti-DEI environment, we were able to get that done because we were working with everybody that mattered. So I do want people to know that we are working. This is just one of those aberrations.
Thankfully, we were able to sneak it in under the radar. I don't know who in the world voted for Representative Crockett. I'm appalled by this, and I think you should be too. And there's even more. She just posted this recently on X. Thank God for community notes, which again, I've talked about this many times why I think community notes is the greatest real-time fact check because it's of the people, by the people, for the people. This is what she posted today, which is a most egregious lie, and thank God was picked up by community notes. So this is a bold-faced lie. She says on his first day in office, Donald Trump froze the hiring of federal employees, including air traffic controllers. Essentially, she's trying to blame this DC collision with the Black Hawk helicopter on President Trump, who literally just took office a few weeks ago and is trying to do nothing but clean up this disastrous mess that this previous administration and all of these radical, extreme hypocrites have been implementing for the last 4 dark years. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, thank God, could you imagine if Elon Musk didn't buy this app? It says right there for the community notes for the win. Readers added context, and also Caroline Leavitt has expressed this not only in her first White House press briefing, but the one that she did today. Federal air traffic controllers are exempted from the hiring freeze. You are a liar. You are swamp vermin, Jasmine, full of Crockett, and you are definitely full of Crockett. And I think there should be some kind of reprimand, fine. She should resign. I mean, she's an embarrassment to our country. This is most egregious, and I hope Donald Trump takes some action, maybe even sues her. This is blatant spread of what they love to call misinformation. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it 1,000,006,000 times. DEI didn't earn it. Is the exact antithesis of what it purports to circumvent. And it is the most cancerous, deadliest disease that has ever infected mankind. But don't take my word for it. Check out Michael Pearson, former air traffic controller. Listen to what the expert has to say.
This is a preventable disaster. The system has been under attack due to DEI and the FAA bowing to wokeness since 2010, since the Obama administration. The lack of staffing is directly attributable to the Obama administration terminating the lists of eligible, well-trained air traffic control statements in 36 universities across the country in 2013 because they were too white. The FAA also, at the same time, implemented an immunity program. So you think you're seeing legitimate statistics, you're not. In the old days, before 2010, the immunity program, if an air traffic controller got 2 airplanes too close, too many times, they would be decertified and retrained. Now, they're not. All they have to do within 48 hours of being noticed or being investigated for a potential separation error, they're called operational errors in the FAA, the controller just simply has to avail themselves of this program that gives them immunity. And when I say immunity, I mean immunity. The FAA cannot retrain these people. If somebody has a repetitive instance of malfeasance or lack of competency, the FAA, because of this immunity program, cannot rectify the situation. They have to basically allow the person to remain in the same position. It's very, very difficult for the FAA to retrain a controller, and it's attributed to, quite frankly, the union and the FAA working together to basically use this program to gerrymander the statistics of near-midair collisions. You mentioned that. You're absolutely correct.
I can't even imagine what would have happened if Kamala would have won. I just can't imagine. I mean, Biden and Kamala have essentially broken America. Thank God we have the man to fix it. Thank God, and God bless you, America. The whole world is rejoicing. I know we have a lot of viewers from Canada, from South Africa, from New Zealand, Australia. I love you guys, the UK, Europe, Asia, Thailand, Philippines, everywhere watching this show. I love all of you guys. Tap the thumbs up too, because it helps us. Everybody's rejoicing because we finally have a real leader who's going to fix this nonsense. And there's a reason why you're seeing a lot of Democrats starting to go, wait a minute, this is getting insane. Even Democrats, lifelong. I did another video on this. They're starting to go, this doesn't make any sense. Again, this isn't supernatural. This isn't radical. I want to get on a plane and know that the person flying it has the qualifications. Why is that so insane? This is absolute chaos wrapped up in a complete nutcase shell. That's what this is. And we need to stop it. Enough is enough. People are dying. DEI kills. I will stand by this. I will fight this to my last breath to make sure that our country, our grandkids, and our great great grandkids' grandkids and beyond are secure and safe, for crying out loud. You need to share this with everybody that you know, anybody that you know who keeps saying, oh, no, no, no. DEI, when you say DEI hire, that's racist. You need to share this with everybody, your friends, your family, your neighbors, anybody who's telling you that by you defaming and decrying DEI, you're being a racist, because it's not. It's complete BS. And you don't have to take my word for it, who's actually lived it. There's other experts, and I have plenty of receipts. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you haven't seen them before. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. Our free newsletter is in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. And as always, may God bless you and God bless America. I'll see you soon.